Good morning, everyone. This is Tony Butler with Insurance Agency Marketing Services. I'm one of the life sales directors here, and I know that you guys got an invite that said that Beth Rickliffs would be on this, but she was unable to be here today. So I'm standing in for her, and today we're going to be talking about boosting your business with Protective, and I have Kurt Nolde and Dana Brown on the phone, and we'll be going over a few things that Protective offers, along with a few sales ideas for our advisors. But before we get started, wanted to run over a few things here real quick. A lot of times, agents are asking, or advisors are asking, how they can earn additional dollars, and we do have a few perks, if you will, here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services. If you're familiar with some of the things that we offer, forgive me for repeating this, but if you're not, here's a few things that we do have. We have a new a new producers builders that offers additional perks, if you will, for different levels depending on the type of production that you're providing to us. As you see, there's 5 different levels, and we offer anything from mailing pieces to a Ritz-Carlton package. If you have questions in detail as far as um, how to get more information on this, what all this entails, please give us a call. Be more than happy to go over that with you. We also have our IMS Business Builders, which is a referral for our advisors. So if you know of a producer that's looking to find a home, we'd be more than happy to develop a relationship with them. So any agent or advisor that you refer to IMS and they get appointed with any of the carriers that we work with, we will provide you with a $50 one-time referral bonus. In addition to that, any subsequent business that they produce, we do offer bonus on your end on that as well. So if you have any questions on that, feel free to give us a call. Any one of our annuity or life sales directors would be more than happy to discuss this with you. We also offer back office support. We always like to say that we want you to work smarter, not harder. So some of the things that we do provide for you is listed here, such as case design assistance, paperless contracting, um, life and annuity quotes. We want to be there for you all the way from submission to commission. So look at us as to be your back office. We also have a 24/7 website. One of the things that I would love to point out to you in regards to our website is a plethora of information that's available to you, as well as electronic applications. We do have a couple of platforms that you can utilize. The iGo eApp platform is used majority of our carriers for life insurance, but we also have the Firelight platform. We do have a few life carriers on the Firelight platform. The majority of the carriers are annuity carriers, as you see listed here. If you haven't registered to our website or to the Firelight platform, give us a call. Be more than happy to walk you through that process. We also have a creative marketing solutions plan for all of our advisors. So whether it's turnkey, agency, or digital solutions, we can assist you with that. When I say assist you with that, that means if you need assistance as far as newsletters, postcards, logo design, if you're looking to get into the digital marketing space and need assistance with the website, or digital marketing strategies, we can provide those services for you. If this is something that does interest you, I would strongly recommend to reach out to your sales director and set up a marketing analysis. Take about 30 minutes or so that we can kind of discuss your business, what you're looking to do in the future, what you've been doing. That analysis, as far as getting results from that, takes about a week, and then we can set up another call and kind of go over a strategic plan for you moving forward. We also have the retirement analyzer available for our advisors, and it is free for qualifying agents. As you see here, it can answer some questions for your clients, such as, can I continue my present standard of living into my retirement years? How would it affect my family if I enter a nursing facility? We do have a tutorial for this. If this is something that interests you to help you grow your business, definitely give us a call. I'll be more than happy to walk you through that as well. We have our IAMS Wealth Management department. That is another arm of insurance agency marketing services that our advisors can utilize for their higher net worth clients. If you have questions as far as what all that entails, Charles Jr. Runs that company. You can definitely reach out to him, but we have seen where it has increased revenue for advisors. It definitely has improved client retention and strengthened client relationships. Uh, in this kind of turbulent climate, as far as the market is concerned, they've been doing great things and helping their advisors help their clients with their planning of their financial future. We do have the Life and Annuity Academy. If you're familiar with IAMS, we do a Life and Annuity Academy usually about once a quarter. It's a 2-day training that we pay for your travel, your lodging, as well as your meals. We talk about different sales ideas and strategies. We generally partner with one of our top carriers, and we go through not only what is offered by that carrier, but we do talk about the industry from an annuity and life insurance perspective. We have some of our top producers that will speak at this. We do have one that's coming up in September, and it's actually going to be here in Omaha. I think I might have a polling question for that. Let me check and see here. It doesn't look like we do have a polling question for that, but if the Life and Annuity Academy is something that does interest you, please reach out to us. We'll be able to provide more information to you. And lastly, we have our Greenbrier 2022 Summit that's coming up here pretty soon. As you see here, there are qualifying levels. We have a lot of advisors that have already qualified for that. If you need information on where you're at as far as the rankings, what this all entails, definitely reach out to us. We give you more information on that, provide you with additional details. And with that, Kurt, you still there?
I am still here. That's
all
pretty
right.
Good stuff there.
Thank you. I'm going to change the presenter over to you.
Okay.
There you go.
Are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you, Tony. I appreciate it. And I saw that Greenbrier trip. That looks pretty good. I'd like to join that one myself. So
I figured you'd like that
one. Definitely an incentive. Yeah, that's definitely an incentive. Today we want to go over a few things, and we're going to talk a little bit about our product portfolio, just so you're comfortable who Protective is and what we offer and stuff first. And my internal partner, Dana Brown, will go over that. And then I'm going to go over a sales idea. It's an upsell idea that has been found that, kind of works pretty well with our product portfolio. And then lastly, I'm going to go over a new market called the group term carve-out market. And in that case, in that area, we're running into, most of the cases average over 200,000 a target. They're big groups, big cases that get done. And I would say 95% of them are being sold by reps who said the first time, I don't have a case like that. I don't know anybody. I'm not in that market. I'm not interested. And then they found that they were in it, and they've got this big case done, and we do all the work for it. So it's really about who you know type of thing. So with that, we're going to kind of get into this and get going. I'm based here in Lincoln, Nebraska, and Dana Brown is based in Cincinnati, and she's my internal. And we work together and have this upper Midwest. We work with IAMS. We want to talk a little bit about our Protective, who Protective is, short-term solutions, our permanent solutions, our riders, and our velocity. And then we're going to go into those sales ideas. This is our mission statement, and we really focus on our people, our process, kind of what we can do to help people make it easy. It is a never-ending deal with us. This is every day we're working to try and make the selling experience better with us. So it's a constantly evolving process with us. Okay, a couple things to know about Protective. I gotta get this. Excuse me, I gotta get the webinar stuff out of the way. A couple things to know about Protective is we have over $1 trillion of life insurance in force. That is a really big number of life insurance. We paid almost $5 billion in claims, and you can see the other stats for the COVID. And one of the key stats on this to remember is we have over 12.8 million policies in force, and we've had 58 acquisitions. We have a little process we do at Protective that we're really proud of, where we try to put a lot of really good business on the books, and we don't raise rates on our portfolios. And we use the profit from that, a very profitable, good book of business, and we're going to be there to pay the death claim in the long run. And we use that to make acquisitions, and we've made over 58 acquisitions. So we buy a lot of companies maybe that you're well aware of, you've heard of them, and we end up being the one that owns those books of business. So it's really been very profitable for us to do that strategy. Let's talk a little bit about our short-term solutions. I want to turn it over to Dana Brown, my internal. And first she's going to talk about the Protective Classic Choice term product, which is our low-cost term product. Dana, are you there?
Yes. So, yep, you advanced the slide. Perfect. Yep, there you go. All right. So for Protective, we have two different products we're going to talk about as far as our short-term durations. You'll notice that's the terminology we use. And I'll go into the custom choice UL that'll basically explain why we call it short-term solutions and not just term. So talking about the classic choice term, that is the one that you're going to see top of the spreadsheet. That is also the one that you're going to show the most when you're quoting. This is going to be very simple, easy to understand. It's 10 to 40 years term periods. You can also sell 10 to 40 years in New York as well. So if you're interested in doing that type of thing, that's what you're looking for. It's going to function just like a term would, in that it's level premium for however long you illustrate. So if you're doing 30 years, it's going to be level for that term period. And then after that, just like most term products, it's going to go up year 31 and beyond into yearly renewable term. Okay, so that's just setting up the slide in the two different products we're going to talk about. The custom choice universal life, it's a term product that is on a universal life chassis. The big difference on this product, it's not going to show up as top on the spreadsheet, but there's just different customized options we can do on this product, which we'll talk about in just a minute. All right, Kurt, go ahead and advance the slide for me. Okay, going to the classic choice, the big thing I want to point out on this slide is the policy fee is commissionable. That's something that not every carrier offers. Protective does. So just know that. This product expires at age 95. And again, this just lists out from your 10 years all the way to your 40 years, what ages we can go for that product. All right, Kurt, keep going. Yeah, there you go. The custom choice, I didn't put a slide out there for the classic choice on bands, but these bands are going to operate the same between the classic and the custom. So the bands start out at 100,000. As you go up the bands, the cheaper the pricing. So if you're hitting that 250 band, you're starting to see a bigger premium difference as you go up those bands. So one big difference between the classic choice and the custom choice is because it's on a universal life chassis, it's got a 61-day grace period on it. You can take 1035 on this product. You also have a better conversion privilege on this product. So on the classic choice, you really only have 5 years to go to what we call our street products, which is the lifetime assurance mentioned here on this slide, the advantage choice and the index choice. This particular product, the custom choice that's on a universal life chassis, you can do that from years 2 all the way to 20 or to age 70, whichever's first. All right, Kurt, go ahead and advance that. Yeah, that's okay. Just looking at this one real quick, if you wanted to go to what we consider our more bad mortality products after on the custom choice, you could do that at any point, but it makes no sense. You would want to go and do our premier products, the lifetime assurance, the advantage choice, the pro classic legacy, and the non-par whole life. Those are two products that are priced for bad mortality for conversion. And those are ones that after 5 years on the classic choice is available after the 5 years. All right, keep going, Kurt. All right, we're going to talk about the permanent solutions real quick. So when I look at these products, just to kind of set up the type of products that we're dealing with, the lifetime assurance, that's the one also going to show on the top of the spreadsheet. That's a level pay product. Go ahead and advance the slide, Kurt. The one rule on this product, you got to be in this product for at least 20 years, okay? Very competitive level pay. Now, one thing I want to say to this product, you would not put 1035 on this product, even though, yes, it is universal life, and technically you could put a 1035 on this. The way it's priced, you would not do it on this particular product, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So lapse protection, where the sweet spots are on this product is going to be age 90 all the way to 121. You got to stay in the product for 20 years on this lifetime assurance. Rate bands on this one, you can go as low as 50,000 all the way to 100,000 million. And those bands, just like the term, the better as you go up the bands, the better the price option is for those. Go ahead and advance it. All right, one thing I want to point out with this product real quick is the return of premium endorsement. So with this, the rule on this particular product, and this is different for return of premium, both on the lifetime assurance and the advantage. The return of premium on the lifetime assurance, after year 10, and you wanted to surrender the policy, you can get 25% of your premiums back, okay? We can do that up through a table 4. Or a $5 flat extra in health classes from standard, non-tobacco, preferred, or select preferred, okay? And then all issue ages. So if you're past the $5 flat extra or past the table 4, we can't do that. The other thing I want to point out on this, you're not limited to a 60-day window like you will be on the Advantage Choice, which we're going to talk about in a minute. Go ahead and advance it, Kurt. One slide I just want to point out real quick is on any illustration you do on the lifetime assurance product when you're illustrating, you can quickly, if you solve to age 90, this is a nice little guide for you if you are trying to figure out, okay, what's the premium difference if we increase it by 5 years? This is a very simple table that will tell you that, so you don't have to run 5 or 6 different illustrations for you, okay? That's available on any of them. All right, keep going, Kurt. Okay, so as we talked about the lifetime assurance, it's the best sweet spots are 90 to 121. It's got that return of premium. We're talking about after year 10, 25% of premiums back. 1035 is not really a doable option on the lifetime assurance. I'm going to show you where it is. So that's going to be the Advantage Choice Universal Life or the Index. That's where you would do short pays, single pays, level pays. Competitive sweet spots for lapse protection is going to be your 75 to 121. It does have the better flexibility if you're trying to change premium streams, short pays, that kind of thing. Now here's the difference. That return of premium endorsement on the lifetime assurance is different than this one. There's 2 option dates for the return of premium on this product, but a better return of premium, but you're stuck with certain particular option dates. 50% of the premiums back after year 20, you can do that, and you have 60 days to get that done, okay? Same with the 100%. At the end of year 25, you got 60 days to get that done, okay? And then also, too, I didn't say this, but when you're running quotes or you're noticing on every illustration, there's on those 2 products, that will show exactly in whatever year, if they wanted to surrender, what premium would be available back to them. So just know that that's available and you can see it, okay? So Kurt, go a little bit further if you would. I'm not going to talk about the Index Choice till we get there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, talking about that 61 day. Yeah, we're good there. 18 to 70 is what you can do on that. Same rules apply as far as the return of premium endorsement. You can go ahead, flip past that slide. Okay. The Index Choice, now that does not have a return of premium on it, okay? It's very simple design. That's one thing I want to say about Protective's products is we're centered around protection. So with the indexed account, and also simple and easy design, okay? So it's very simple, one index, the S&P 500, 8% cap rate, 0% floor. Max illustrated rate is 5.21 and 100% participation rate. Current crediting rate on the fixed account is 3.25 with a 1% guaranteed minimum rate. So very simple there. I just want to point out to this comparison report on the index choice. If you wanted to see if you take the same premium and you put it into each product, this will show up as how it would perform. And you can see very clearly if you're looking at this slide, the index choice, if you're putting that same $573 in, what do you get out of it? And you'll notice that at age 90, it does lapse on the guaranteed side. That's one thing that I didn't put on the slide, but we did change it up this year. So the guarantee on the index choice is to 90. Our other protection products is the lifetime assurance and the advantage choice. Those can guarantee out to 121. The index choice are basically what we were having, the field was asking for is for an option 2. So when we went and retooled the product last July, we did that, but we also changed the guarantee. And you'll find that when we're comparing to other competitors, a lot of people did that with the guarantee to 90. What it gave you is a better flexibility from the cash value standpoint and the option 2, which we did not have before. All right, go ahead, Kurt. Okay, so talking quickly about our riders, the Extend Care rider is available on all of our permanent products. So that's the Lifetime Assurance, the Lifetime Advantage, the Lifetime Index. That's available on all of them. That's a very popular rider for Protective. It's a chronic illness accelerated death benefit product, filed as a 101G, so it's not a true long-term care rider. But what that basically allows you to do is to take the death benefit and choose a particular monthly benefit. You can't go any higher than the amount chosen at issue. But if they were to go on claim, which the claim functions just like long-term care insurance, you can't perform 2 of 6 ADLs or severe cognitive impairment. You go on claim and it comes dollar for dollar off the death benefit. The one thing, we cannot go above the per diem because it is a tax-free death benefit. This year it's $11,700. Last year, you'll notice it was $12,000. It does fluctuate. We are locked into the monthly benefit chosen at issue as far as the highest amount that we can take. So just some things on that. Available in most states. It's not available in California. It's not available in New York. And I think it's still not available in Connecticut. But those are the 3 states we can't. California is no surprise to anyone. New York's not a surprise either. Income provider option, that is a rider where we can actually pay the death benefit proceeds out in structured death benefit payments, poor man's trust. You can also structure certain things where you can have a lump sum paid at death and do installments to the beneficiary. What's unique to Protective about that particular rider is losing my voice here, is the fact that the death benefit, if the longer you stretch those installments out, you get a reduction in premium. And sometimes you can do it 2 ways. You can either lower your premiums or you can increase your legacy to pay out to the beneficiary. So there's a couple ways you can do that with that income provider option. All right, let's see. Okay, a couple of things I didn't talk about the Extend Care rider. With the chronic illness rider, the expectation needs to be that they will not recover within 90 days. It does not need to be a permanent type of disability or issue with their health. Waiver of premium charges. After the 25th month, if they're on we basically will do a permanent waiver. So if they go through 2 consecutive periods of going through the claim process, after they hit the 25th month, those deductions within the policy are permanently waived, and that's definitely a benefit. So as far as the claim process, real quick, it's a pretty simple process. It's a 2-page claim form, and the doctor just needs to sign and tell us that he feels the client isn't going to recover. Okay, that's pretty much it for that one. Go ahead and flip that. I already handled that. The ability to select multiple beneficiaries, that's something that's unique, for the income provider option. If best example is if you've got a whole bunch of grandkids and you want to structure every year to pay them a certain amount to them, you can do that. So there's a lot of things that we can uncover with the income provider option as far as sales ideas. So that's just something that maybe, later down the road we do a call on that. Okay, Protective's velocity. Now that is, how do you get to Protective? What's the easiest way? That is our drop ticket platform that Protective has. If you use a pipeline, anything like that, it's going to drop into this platform. So I'm just going to speak 2 seconds about, or 2 minutes about this, is that we will take somebody who is English or Spanish speaking. We will not take other languages at this point, but we do have Spanish translators with this platform. In fact, if you are Spanish speaking, we do request that you drop a ticket on our website because we do have Spanish speaking translators. The Protective Life Underwriting Solution, the Plus program, that's an acceleration program that if they fit a certain criteria, when you're dropping a ticket, it will go through that process to see if they can go through accelerated underwriting. Basically, we call it fluidless underwriting so that they don't have to do any blood or urine. Then e-signature and voice signature is allowed on that. And then since COVID, something that's come up, and we do this a lot more than we ever did in the years, is electronic policy delivery. That is the ability to deliver the policy to the customers in a much quicker fashion. So really the way that we go, why would we do it, is because it reduces not in good order apps. We know what to ask when we're doing the tele-life interview. That's something too that's unique to Protective. We are the people that are doing it. We have trained people that work for Protective specifically. We're not using a third party. It's Protective people, and they will ask the medical questions. So what's available as far as products? We can do that, all of our products pretty much, except for our variable products, which that actually is coming soon. So, but anyway, index choice, our IUL, advantage choice, anything that you have access to at this point, with the exception of VUL, is available on this platform. Most importantly, it reduces cycle time up to 14 days. All right, Kurt, you can flip the slide. Yeah, and again, we also too will schedule the exam, we'll order records, and we request the additional information. As far as one thing that's unique to Protective, before he flips the slide, is we can actually, as soon as we have a number, which happens immediately, that turns into a policy number when you're dropping a ticket, you can actually reach out to our tele-life people. There's an 800 number on there, and you can actually have the client complete it then and there. You don't have to wait for Protective to reach out. We will do it within 24 hours, but if you want to get it done, just give it a couple of minutes once you've got the policy number, and then you can turn it over to the customer to go and complete the phone interview with one of our employees. Something that's coming up, forward-looking thoughts, we're always looking for ways to improve the process. You'll notice that's kind of our mission statement, is we want to make sure that we're on the cutting edge for our customers. And to me, my customers, my agents. So by doing that, we're trying to always look for easy ways to do this, one of which is a hybrid online part 2. That's something that's coming. We have launched it with a small group of people, and we're starting to launch it to more people. This basically allows the agent to opt in, where a customer can actually fill out their part 2 online part of it. They do have to complete a little bit of the phone interview still with a tele-life phone call. So just know it's not 100%, but it would definitely cut down a lot of time for you. All right, advance it, Kurt. A couple of things we can do: text message reminders, the easy worksheet. If you got an agent that is not comfortable with the tele-life process, you can actually do the tele-life easy worksheet. Again, just voice signature, very simple for the customers to do. It saves a ton of time when we're doing it to get the application moved through the process. I actually have seen applications move within a day, and I've seen them move, 3 days. It all really depends on if we got everything, for the information. Now, keep in mind, there's some that will go through full underwriting. So But the big thing, just highlight the direct transfers we can do immediately after they have submitted a ticket. Some forward-looking thoughts, we're looking at electronic health records, trying to use those more than doing APS records if we can. In fact, we go after them first, and then if we can't, we go and order the APS records if they're needed. We have something new is automated policy issue. That has saved me a ton of times when we're trying to get applications through the process. So we've automated a lot of applications, and that has saved us a ton of times when the policy is ready to go for us to just move through and get it issued quickly. Electronic policy delivery is in New York. If we've got any New York people, we can also accept or reject underwriting offers directly from the website. When you log into myprotective.com, that's where you would accept the policy before the customer gets it. That will allow you, if you're reviewing it and there's some changes you need to make, you can do it right out there.
Well, thank you, Dana. Appreciate that. So I would like to look at a couple of sales ideas. First of all, this is a good looking picture. What do you think this is? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's a termite queen, okay? And the termites, a couple of things I learned about them. They can live between 30 and 50 years. They produce 40,000 eggs a day, and they work 365. They don't sleep 24 hours a day. So if you wonder why termites can take over a house or something very quickly, it's that reason. What does the termite have to do with life insurance? Well, termites, we run into a lot of these clients who say, just give me the lowest cost. I don't want to see anything but the lowest cost term product that's out there. And we run into that a lot. This is the .comer trading GameStop all day long, sitting there, meet Eric, age 35, and need some insurance, and he's been told to just buy term because the rest of it's a ripoff. So we went ahead and looked at him and figured out which one we should do. If you had to pick here, which option would you choose? Okay, option 1, option 2, or option 3? Well, they always say, give me the lowest cost. And immediately we would think option 3 is the term coverage for $1 million. This is a lifetime premium. As we go through this, what is option 1? It's buy term and then convert later, because we're going to assume that he's going to live to age 90 or close to it. So we want to make sure we have coverage for him. And it's a 30-year term, and then we go ahead and convert it at the last date we can, year 18. It goes to the product that we have available at that time for them. Once it converts up, you can see the cumulative premium. The total cumulative premium goes to $825 or to age 90. So if you buy term and convert later, that's the cost it would cost you. And yes, that is the lowest entry point. Option 2 is, okay, let's just buy term and buy another term. Let's buy a 30-year term, then we'll buy another 20-year term after that. And if you look at that total premium, because then it goes to the ART rates afterwards, and what you'd have to do to try and get this thing to age 90 would cost you $1.2 million. And that's assuming they live past it. If they die anywhere past age 85, then they would lose coverage if they don't keep it in force. That's another expensive option that we see that happens. And then what about the third option? Well, why didn't we just look at that low cost option right away, the lifetime assurance product? It's guaranteed to age 90, and it would have cost him only $229,000, and he didn't have to worry about outliving his term coverage. He didn't have to worry about conversions. He didn't have to worry about what products are going to be available later. And ultimately, this is the option that would end up being the one that he would choose. So which one would you choose now? And we always come back and say, okay, yeah, that's a good idea, but why should we pay for $1 million of coverage? Okay, what should he pay? $229,000, $825,000, or $1.2 million? It's really up to him. Make his decision. Well, then he says, well, I still can't afford that full-time premium. So what if we just did a lower cost budget plan? And when we looked at that one, what we came up with is, okay, let's just go ahead and buy a term and then combine it with an index choice. And yes, he's going to lose his term premium or his term death benefit at some point down the road, but he can keep the index choice in place all the way to age 90, and he'll have some coverage after, after he loses his term product. So when you look at the total thing there, the other thing I'd like to ask about this is, okay, why is it worth your time to try and do these illustrations and try to upsell this product and sell the more expensive product? Well, here's a stat based on our territory. Our average term premium is around $1,000, and our average perm premium is around $5,000. If you did 100 applications over a couple of years, or however long it takes you to write that many life insurance cases, you'd make $180,000. That's pretty good, based on that amount of premium coming in. That's $180,000 of premium. Excuse me. And then if you change that from 80-20, which is the way our current ratio was set up, as 80% of our apps that come in are term and 20% are permanent. Then if you change it just to 70 or 30, so 70% term, 30% permanent, you would end up with $220,000 of premium. So just by upselling the cases you're already selling without having to try to sell any more, you can give yourself an increase in premium, an increase in earnings too, 20% increase. So the next time you see that, I like to say, take a client and math it up and take a little look at it and see it. Now, maybe if it's just the shortest term product and it's temporary, you don't need to do this in all the term. And we want to turn some of these termites, as we call them, into permites. But there are some of those out there where we can look at it and we might be able to make an upsell of that one out of every, change it from 80-20 to 70-30, and it's really worth your time. And the last thing I want to talk about, this is something we really run into that I've been stunned at where I'm finding all these cases. This is a group term carve-out product. And most people say, well, I'm not in the group term world, so I don't really need to see this. But I want to show you real quick, kind of what the nuts and bolts of this product are. And I'll tell you some sales of where we found them. And we're finding them from 95% of the people of the cases we're working on are people who have not sold these group cases before. So it's a corporate case. It's made to the CFO, the CEO, the benefits committee, or anything. So if you're in the disability world, the group health, or any of that, you have access to the people who make the decision inside these companies. A couple things are unique to ours. The group term carve-out is usually on term chassis, and there's different types of products that are out there. Our product is the lowest cost product and the highest commission product on the street right now. It's usually between 15 and 20% less expensive than anything that's out there. And a couple of unique things about our product is it's on a universal life chassis, so they can take it with them after they leave service from the company. And it's guaranteed issue type of underwriting, which I'll go through here in a second. Almost all of these cases are sold with the minimum COIs, which means they're an increasing premium every year. So each individual person's rate will increase. You could levelize our product from 3 to 5 years if you wanted to, 3 or 5 years, if you wanted to. But nobody really does this. The reason why is turnover inside of these companies. And as you're going through this, you'll see that you don't want to overpay for people in these years when they may not even be at work for you in 6 months. So what is the nuts and bolts of this? This is for the execs. This is for the C-suite of these companies. We're looking for 25 lives of white-collar executives earning over $100,000. And I'm going to go through some cases where we run into these. They don't have to be big companies, by the way, where we run into these. We can go, there's additional age underwriting up to between 71 to 85, but we can go up to age 85, which is unique. It also really helps if you get into a law firm or medical practice. There's some people that stick around for the long term, and we can add them to this product. As we said, the rate schedule is guaranteed for 5 years, even if it is increasing or if you do a level or something, but Protective's never raised rates on products. And a lot of times there's so much turnover in these companies, it doesn't make a big difference. The minimum death limit is $100,000, but we can get up to $5 million on this product. A guaranteed issue, it's not too bad type of underwriting. So how do we figure out what the maximum face amount is we can do for the group? In groups 25 to 49 lives, you take it times 40,000. So I hate doing math in public as a sales guy, but 25 times 40,000 is $1 million. So it's the minimum size group, you're going to get somewhere between $1 million. And if you look at 50 lives plus, you take that times 50,000. That's where you can get up to, once you get to 100 lives, you can get to 5 million. So your base amount, the maximum you can put on any one individual, is somewhere between usually 1 million and 5 million, depending on the size of your group that you have. Here's the 2 questions we ask for underwriting. There is one other thing we do. We do a thing called a curve score. It's a score for the whole group based on their health and their script check, in groups 25 to 49 lives. We don't do that after age 50 lives, or after you get to 50 lives, excuse me, but we do that in those shorter groups. So we could run into a place where there's been a bunch of bad health inside of a smaller group, and we may decline that group. But it is kind of rare, but it does happen. Where are we finding these cases? This is where we're running into this, and where the reps are finding these all over the country. Again, 25 lives, highly compensated employees. So in the healthcare industry, medical practices, hospitals, there's a lot of opportunity for this because there's a lot of underinsured people in that arena, and there's a lot of people earning the higher compensated. And they'll put one level, for example, maybe on the doctors, one level on the administrative staff, maybe some level on the senior nursing staff, and they can discriminate based on how they want to set that up. Same thing in law firms. We use it in a lot of different ways. It could be honed by the law firm and used as a way to purchase the partnership interest out from the lawyers, or it could be, just as a straight benefit. A lot of companies like this because they're looking for everything they can to make these executives sticky and keep with these companies. You don't want to lose your lawyers or your top doctors inside of a firm because they kind of help keep everything going. So they want to, with their name and their recognition and their, what they've done in the past. So they might just set it up where each lawyer or doctor, for example, or employee might be the owner, and they can name his or her own beneficiary. We have sold these in retail companies. We've a lot of tech companies, because everybody's earning a lot of money there. We have one of the largest tech companies in the world that we sold one of these on. Consulting companies and accounting firms, education. We run into universities and school districts and stuff where it's not really the union contract that where this plays, but it does fit some of the administrative staff and the senior, administrative staff that's now part of the union. Engineering and financial services, but I don't just limit it to that. We've got some in oil companies. We've got a wheel company. We've got electric company. It's not just to these professional service companies. And for example, in the oil firm, oil company, we're not going to insure the people working on the derricks and working on the rigs, even though they make that amount. But we are going to serve or insure the geologists and some of the administrative staff that's higher up, and the executives in the company. And that's where we run into some of these. And really what it comes down to is, do you know a person? Do you know a person who can get you access? It doesn't even have to be on the benefit committee. It doesn't have to be do you know somebody who's an executive or a doctor or a lawyer or is in senior management of one of these companies? And if you are, they can usually get you into that benefits committee, because most of the time what happens is they say, yeah, we want to take care of the rank and file employees first, and that's a good thing. But what they really want is they're not going to turn down any benefits that's a good benefit for them as well. The way it has worked a lot of these cases is you take this product and we carve out these higher compensated employees out of the group plan, and we've given them a better model of insurance. And this is just a better plan for them. And then there's a cost savings with them not being in the group plan, and then you use that towards this product to kind of offset some of the cost. And what I have found is in a lot of these scenarios, if you go back and say, I want to reprice the group term plan that we have in place already, a lot of times the companies will say, no, we're not going to reprice it. If you take those people out, it's the same price. Well, there's a lot of reps end up selling both plans, a group term plan with some other company, a renew with a lot lower cost, and they add this product on top of it because it's a better model and better model of insurance for the whole company. We have partnered with a group called Dye & Eskin. They've been doing this for 40 years. They're SOC 2 accredited, which is real important. That's the highest level of data security. They do we do everything. Once you get the census for us, we can go ahead and do all the quoting. We can do all the enrolling. We can do everything. We can assist on the sale. You don't have to worry about managing. You just have to manage the relationship. All the day-to-day stuff we take care of. we've made this thing turnkey for you. So you really just need to make the sale and not have to do any of the work or any administration or anything like that on the back end. We can help you with all of that. Here's a couple cases where we ran into. This is one. There was 52 employees, and they did 2 times their salary. That went through underwriting pretty easy. So you can do maybe a multiple of salary. That shows that we're not, discriminating. What we won't accept is, for example, if you had somebody who's in really bad health, the owner of a company, you want to put $5 million on him or her, and then you put $100,000 on all the other execs just so you can give that person. That doesn't make sense for us. But if you did $5 million on him or her, and then you did $3 million on the senior VPs and $1 million, for example, on the directors or something like that, well, then that makes sense. It's not being discriminating. Or if you just say 2 times their salary or 1 times their salary, that's another way we can get this through. This was a law firm. They did $4 million on each partner. It's used to help buy their partnership interest out. Pretty simple way of making that one work. And this is a replacement that was out there. And as you can see in this one, if you look at, there's 134 people in this hospital, and we were able to lower the premiums of one that was already in place by 15%. I like to say, if you find one of these that's already in place in one of these companies, you're on the 1 yard line, and we will more than likely be able to save them a lot of money, and they're probably going to make the switch. So why is it worth your time to look at this? This is a case of one of my reps that sold this, and he had 93 lives on a plan. They were young and healthy. They did $1 million of coverage on each of them in this group. He got into this group and sold it. And when we made a good commission on the case, it was not a bad deal. Made a nice thing for just getting the census and turning it over to us and kind of letting us manage this. And then he went out and cross-sold them because he said, I want to go through this plan with each of you. So he had 93 people that are earning $100,000 or more. These are really good clients to prospect to. This guy made 24 more life sales, 21 were term and 3 more IUL. He made more money cross-selling these people. And this did not include any of the assets under management that he was able to take on as well as he added several different clients. And he has a long-term group of people to market to, which ends up being a real good reason to even just to go after one of these, even if you don't sell it. We have this Victory Enroll system through Dianeskin. We make this thing all turnkey. You can deliver them electronically. It's all done. All they do is get their personal email, and they have to click on, and it takes them less than 5 minutes to enroll as an exec. All they got to do is put their just a few pieces of information. It's real simple for them to do. The only thing that really comes up that I run into this is sometimes we have to call you and say, can you help us get, this one clown who won't open his email and won't fill it out. He's holding up the whole group from getting it done. We do run into that once in a while, and we ask for it, but for the most part of it, it's all turnkey and we take care of everything. So with that, I'd like to turn it back over, Tony, and if I can do this here.
I can get it.
You got it?
Yep.
And we can open up questions.
Yep. So let me switch it over. You see my screen?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, I do now. Yep.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So let's open it up for questions, seeing if anybody has any questions here. Let me go to the questions section here. While we're waiting for that, I do have a few polling questions that I want to go through real quick. The first one is, if you see basically the content that we've gone over, if you see that this meets any of your clients' needs, I'm launching that polling question right now. If you want to respond to that, definitely follow up with you and provide additional information for you. I'll leave that up for just a little bit longer. Make sure, give everyone a chance to respond. All right. Next polling question. Do you have any executive life opportunities? Definitely respond to that and make sure to reach out to you and provide additional information or additional assistance to you.
And the best way to find those, Tony, is if you know someone. If you know someone, then have a conversation with our partners over there at IMES, and we can get and decide if it's an opportunity or not. If you know somebody, that's the best way to look at it versus whether or not you even have the census.
Awesome. And the last polling question. If you're not appointed with Protective and you would like to get appointed with Protective, sending out that polling question right now as well. And I'll leave this open for a few more seconds. Okay, we'll close that out. Well, it looks like we don't have any questions. So what I'll do is I'll end on this. If you do end up after the call, you do have a question, you realized, oh yeah, let me ask about this or that, you can definitely reach out to us here at IMES. Toll-free number is 800-255-5055. As you see here, this list of the life sales directors here, so you can either email me, Justin. Beth is out today, but there's her email address as well as Greg Calderon. And for content such as this and other content that we have available, you can like and follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn, as you see here. You also have our website here, www.imesinc.com. And Kurt, Dana, any closing words?
No, I do appreciate all of those of you who have written Protective Business. We appreciate your business, and we thank you for taking the time to listen to us. And thank you, Tony, for giving us this opportunity. We appreciate it.
Well, appreciate you taking the time out of you guys' busy schedule to present this content. So with that, I will thank everybody for attending. You guys have a great week and look forward to working with you.